in a cell and tortured with gun butts and stabbed with bayonets, military knives, tortured and arrested, forced out of a dictatorship, and America gave me a home and a chance to a second life.
Well, that's quite a compelling story Omar Bah tells in his native country before he came to America. He wants to run for Congress now in the 2nd District. He's a Democrat running to replace Jim Langevin. Omar Bah, welcome into the studio.
Thank you so much, Gene. It's an honor to be here.
Well, I'm glad to have you in. Just tell that little story you were telling about. It's quite a compelling story, how you were beaten and tortured. Where and when and how did that happen?
Well, absolutely. I grew up in a small village in rural Gambia, excuse me, in the western part of in Africa.
Yep.
And it is a place where there is no opportunities for anything, no running water, no school. I walked for miles barefoot to school. And because of that poverty and lack of opportunities, I wanted to advocate for people's rights. I went to become a journalist, and that was a time when there was a dictator or a warlord, one would say. And it was not the best time to be a reporter in that country, in Gambia. I was arrested and tortured and actually kidnapped on several occasions. And at some point in 2006, when I was investigating the killing of people, some of them buried in mass graves, unmarked graves, by the warlord, I was declared a wanted person. And I luckily fled the country and ended up in Ghana. And out of all the countries in the world, the United States gave me a home and transported me here as a refugee in Rhode Island in 2007. The first time I heard of the name was one day before my arrival. And it has been home. I've been given opportunities and resources and resettled. Within 15 years, I got a bachelor's, 2 masters, and a doctorate. I founded a center that helps thousands of people to adjust and into American culture to attend the American dream.
Well, certainly your experience, you're ready for the rough and tumble world, the politics. It's rough, but not quite as rough as what you've been through. Now, let's get right down to it. 2nd District, that's Jim Langevin's district.
Yes.
You want to succeed a long time, Congressman. You've got several Democrats to get past, and then Seth Magaziner is the leader, according to the polls. If you get past him, there's Alan Fung waiting for you, who may be the presumptive leader of both parties. Now, I understand you moved out of the district, and that's an easy one. You know, I live in the district, and I said, well, you don't live in the district. So go ahead. Why don't you live in the district?
Well, for 15 years, I've lived on the district, and I had 4 siblings who moved in, and I had to give way to them. That coincided with me buying a house, and that was just out of the line of the district. But I'm coming back. Actually, I may be closing next week for a house in Warwick.
Now, do you think that's a significant question? You know, you're moving to the district because you're running or because you want to be?
No, I've always lived in the district. It's only about 7 months that I've lived out of the district. Actually, I still have a lease in the district where my 4 siblings live.
Should Seth Magaziner move to the district? If you're closing, should he close on a house too?
I think so, but he's got more money than me. So
all right.
You cannot represent people that you don't live with, right?
What kind of a Democrat are you? I pretty much know everybody. Are you a left-leaning Democrat, far to the left, defund the police? Where are you?
Well, not defend the police. I call myself a progressive, but very reasonable person who reaches across the aisle, builds bridges. When people are saying defund the police, as a black male who understands the importance of community safety and community police relations, I'm talking about building bridges. I'm actually a trainer at the Providence Police Training Academy and that of the state. I go there to train them on trauma-informed care as a psychologist, but also on cultural competency, and bring them to the center that I founded to connect with the community so that people are not afraid of them. There is no hate or perception against each other. So, and that has been fantastic. So I think that is the kind of Democrat I am. I've built bridges between Americans and refugees, and between youth, American youth and immigrant youth, between police and the community. And that is the know-how and lived experience and different perspective that I want to take to Washington so that I can dismantle that polarization. People are so polarized in Washington that as somebody who values democracy so much, because I've seen it fall and I've seen the destructions and the potential destructions of dictatorship, I want to go to Washington to say, look, we are not as divided as we think. This division is superfluous. Because, I mean, take Russia and Ukraine, for example. When the war started, every American was united. So we are not as divided as we can. We need somebody like me to go to Washington to remind us we are one United States of America. and we can reach across the aisle. We can speak with each other. We can negotiate. And the ultimate objective is to bring resources back to the people.
Well, listen, I'm sure any one of the seven Democratic challenges that you have,
I thought there's six
I just
of us.
threw it out there, 6 of you. There may be more by the time it ends. There's a bunch of you. And the Republican on the other side, they'll all say the same thing. I want to go, I want to build bridges, I want to work with everybody. So what sets you apart from them? Alan Fung has been the mayor of Cranston. He certainly shows that he could work to get things done.
Yeah, absolutely. Very important question. I think I say this all the time. We all say the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe Alan says different things, but all the 6 Democrats, we say similar things on all the issues. What is different is, one, this is an opportunity, it's an historic moment for Rhode Island to send the first black person to Washington. That is historic. That is an opportunity, not anybody, but somebody who's lived it, who's got the education, who's got the experience.
I don't mean to jump in, but Alan says it's important to send the first Asian member of Congress from Rhode Island. And I'm going to hear from several different women who says, in fact, last week we had Sarah Morgenthau. It's important to send a woman to Congress. This is you're right, you all say the same thing.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But start from all of them.
Yeah.
Look at my story and look at my work. I've got more education than any of the candidates, Republican and Democrat. I am the only one who's done real life work among all of them. Currently, I serve 2,500 people through systems I've built for jobs, education, mentoring. And I'm the only one who has different perspective about democracy, about resources, about the economy. We can go to Washington with a different perspective.
Let me challenge you. Alan Fung has a law degree. Sarah Morgenthau has an Ivy League law degree.
Yeah.
How
Well,
is it that you have more education than them? Because you have a PhD?
Well, I've got 2 master's degrees and a doctorate and 2 graduate level certificates. And suddenly, with the work that I'm doing, I don't think that's comparable with the education that they have.
All right, let's do a lightning round. Pro-choice, pro-life.
Yeah, pro-choice. I believe in democracy. People should be free to do what they want.
Now, you know, Rhode Island is the most Catholic state. Might you be out of step with much of the electorate? Even though we've codified Roe v. Wade, we protected your right to an abortion here.
No, absolutely. I think people do not understand. I'm coming from a human rights perspective. Look, as I said, I've lived and was tortured under a warlord. And I've seen what happens when people become, their rights become attacked. I've seen women and children, women and their doctors being jailed and tortured. A lot of people went to exile because they cannot access reproductive rights, because they even attempted it, because they did not dress the way the dictator wanted them to dress. So what I'm trying to avoid is a ripple effect, a slippery slope where probably it is same-sex marriages or maybe interracial marriages that could be affected. So it's about democracy and human rights.
Well, just a couple of quick, short answers. We're running out of time. Do you believe we're in a recession right now? Is that yes or no?
No.
No.
But it is close.
All right. Do you believe President Biden should run again? 75% of your party says no.
Well, I'll leave that to the party.
Oh, no. I can't let you skate on that. Do you believe the president should run again? A lot of people have concerns about his cognitive health.
Well, I mean, it is his decision, but I would prefer, somebody like Bernie Sanders running. Yeah, but I will leave it to him.
You would prefer Bernie Sanders?
Somebody like that running
as a candidate. How do you think we got into such a terrible state with inflation? How might you turn that around? You're going to have to vote in certain issues. We just passed this. We're going to pass this big spending bill.
No, great question. But I think there are both immediate needs and long-term needs. Immediate, I think there should be relief at the pump. There should be some relief, some sort of gas tax credits, and also child tax credits should be brought back, and that should probably be made permanent because people are hurting. And I think for long-term, we should divest in fossil fuels and invest in green economy, so that we are not in a situation where we are over-dependent on fossil fuels, and invest and protect the environment also.
Omar Bah, thanks for coming in. Nice to talk to you.
Thank you.
We'll continue the conversation on the radio. Omar Bah, Democrat running 2nd District, try to replace Jim Langerman.
Thank you so much.